Oh, the fan, that one. It's a Dyson. It's got no blades, so it's like a magic fan. The air comes from, well, I don't really know where it comes from. I got it at Best Buy. Speaking of Best Buy, I know somebody who used to work there, and every time he talks to me about it, he says, "Well, when I used to work at the Best Buy, Best Buy, Best Buy, it's Best Buy. The emphasis is on the best. That's the place. I don't care if you work there. I've bought and returned more merchandise than they could have possibly paid someone there over my lifetime. I know what it's called. No one says Best Buy. It's Best Buy. And every time I hear it, it just drives me insane. Best Buy. Best Buy. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to talk about what you're going to do when Windows 10 goes end of life, and for some reason you happen to find something where you need to hold on to Windows 10 and you can't let it go. We're going to show you how to keep it around with Windows 365 Cloud PCs. Anyway, that's where I got the fan, at Best Buy.
Get Rubix, solving for the modern workplace.
All right, so we all know Windows 10 is going to come to an end of life next October, I think, sometime. Anyway, the point is, as I've said before, there's very little reason you should need to cling on to it, right? Windows 11 is more of a paint job than it is a whole new operating system. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, that's a good way. In my opinion, it shouldn't have had a number. It's just more feature updates. And I've talked a lot about this, so if you missed some of those, we'll see if we can get some links to the videos. Here's one. Here's another one. I can't see them. I don't know. There's nothing here. Maybe one like here or something. Watch one of those to see me talk about how you can make Windows 11 feel more like 10 for your end users, best practices for configuration, autopilot. We've talked about this a lot. But again, for some reason, you need Windows 10. A great way to solve for it without keeping any of your fleet behind is using a Windows 10 Cloud PC with Windows 365. Relatively easy. I'm going to show you how to set that up. All right, so from our Intune dashboard, we're going to go to Devices, and we're going to go to Windows 365 here. Now, even if you already have Windows 365 set up, you most likely have a Windows 11 PC deployed and you have users using it. The great thing about Windows 365 is you can have many different policies here, right? Deployed, doing all kinds of things. So we're going to go to Create a Policy, and we're going to call this Windows 10 Cloud PC. All right, and the description will be like, for those who can't let go. I'm joking. Call it Win10 end of support. Whatever, it doesn't matter what you call it. Microsoft Entra Join, right? We've talked about hybrid join in the past with cloud PCs, but we're going to just stick with the Entra Join for now. We're going to do a Microsoft hosted network, so we don't have to worry about that. Obviously, choose your location, and it's up to you. I like the SSO. I think it's really helpful for the end user experience, which we'll talk about. So we're going to hit next. Now, here is where we really have to decide what we're doing. We're going to hit change, right? Because it's going to try to default to the latest Windows 11 gallery image. So we're going to hit change, and you can see we have three options for Windows 10 Enterprise. We're going to choose the one with the Microsoft 365 apps built in, because that's what works for us. This way we don't have to push them, meaning like Office, Outlook, Teams, all that stuff. So we're going to hit next. We're going to apply a name to it. We can do CPC for Cloud PC. I'm going to call mine Win10. And we're going to do random, percent, random 5%. So Cloud PC Win10-5 random characters. You can turn auto patch on if you want. I'm going to leave mine on none because I like my Windows update rings. And we're going to hit next. Assignments. So how are we going to assign this? So just like with any major upgrade, you have to identify your users, right? Who are the folks who are going to need to keep using Windows 10 for that specific app, or whatever the reason is we can't move on to Windows 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to group them. So all of our Windows 10 end of support users, we'll call them, we're going to target this policy to that specific group. Okay, I'm opening up a new tab just so I don't have to leave where I was. And I'm going to go to groups, and we can make this pretty low key. We're going to get a new group. We'll put the name. It's going to be called Windows 10 Cloud PC Users. Users assigned the Win10 EOS Cloud PC policy. Intro roles, we won't need that. We're going to leave it as assigned membership. If there's something you can think of that's that's dynamic that'll put users in and out, I mean, feel free. Obviously, it's pretty good practice to put yourself as an owner of a group. In fact, I don't know if we've done that in the past, but that's come up recently for me, so now I'm kind of recommending it. And just select your users that you'd want in this group, right? I'm going to go ahead and choose Rick Jones. Where's Rick Jones? There's Rick Jones. And we're going to create. So now we have a group for that. So in assignments, I can click add groups and I can just search for that. Windows 10 Cloud PC users. And we can assign this to that. Now, once you've assigned the policy to the group, you're going to notice it's going to start provisioning. Again, this is just like any Windows 365 PC, right? The fact that it's Windows 10 isn't going to, really matter there. But something that is interesting is if you already have a dynamic group searching for Windows Cloud PCs, because that's a relatively easy dynamic group to have. It's looking for I believe it's the model type is simply Cloud PC. We can add an additional dynamic rule that's looking for the version of Windows if it's less than Windows 11, which would come out to, I think it's 2200. Well, let's take a look and do it. We can make a new group, and this one will be dynamic. So this will be called Windows 10 Cloud PCs. And this will be dynamic device. We'll select ourselves as the owner. Can't believe I started this practice now. It's gonna be constant, but it is good to do. Okay, let's add the dynamic query. So just to go back for a second to show you our original Cloud PC group, W365 Cloud PCs. This dynamic group was looking for the device model containing the Cloud PC attribute. So we're going to stick to that. Device model. We're going to do... Actually, we're not going to do contains. We're going to say equals Cloud PC. Okay, that's one. And we're going to add too many. We're going to add an expression for and the OS version. Okay, so I'm going to open up PowerShell and just check that. That's going to be, let's do system environment, OS version dot version. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. So you can see, even though this is Windows 11, it's 10.0. 22,000 means Windows 11. Anything that's below that in the 19s is Windows 10. Device OS version. This is interesting. This is going to starts with. So we're going to do 10.0.19 because anything that starts with that is Windows 10. So that should give us what we want. Yes. Okay, so we save that. All right, let's see if the Cloud PC now is created. It looks like it was. CPC, Win10, and then some random characters. Actually, let's see if they showed up in the group already. Windows. Let's see. Windows Cloud PCs. All right, so it looks like already one device made it in. Yeah, because of the OS version. Very nice. Windows 10, yeah, see, the version was 10.0.19045. So starting with 19, that took care of it for us. Let's go ahead and boot it up. All right, and to run this, we're going to go to the Windows app. If you're not familiar with the Windows app, it's like taking over for remote desktop. You can get your Windows Cloud PCs here. You can do SSO. So that's what I'm going to do. Rick Jones at RubixDev.com. And it's pretty good cross-platform as well. If you're using Windows or Mac, or you want to get some work done on it, whatever the case is, it's pretty good. So there's our PC. Let's connect. Okay, so you see it does support the SSO, so it's prompting me to sign into the PC, just simply signing in with my Microsoft account. Okay, so you can see now we're in here, the old familiar Windows 10. Perfect. We got our Office apps. You can see we got the Rubik's wallpaper. So we got our branding and everything, and we should be all good to go. So here I am on a fully functioning Windows 10 machine inside of a fully functioning Windows 11 machine. Please don't cling to Windows 10 forever. This is a temporary fix if you absolutely need Windows 10 and you're trying to get Windows 11 out there. This is a stopgap, a band aid, something in the interim. Like I've said before, Microsoft is going to keep this rolling, right? It's important that we set up our update ring so we can test updates before they go to production. We have good visibility. You're testing your apps because here's the thing, you don't want to do this again. Let's make 10 to 11, you know, let's get it right. Let's use Windows updates, use auto patch. When Windows 12 comes around, we don't want to have to do this again. So, hope that helps. It's a cool solution. Questions go in the Discord, and we'll be seeing you.